It is a big night for WWE. Not only do I get the SmackDown go-home show before the Royal Rumble, but Mr. McMahon, Vincent Kennedy, is also going home as he resigns from the WWE. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Not only do we have the SmackDown review tonight, well, it's the go-home show before the Royal Rumble 2024, 30 men, 30 women. Who's going to win? Nobody really cares, because the big news over the past 48 hours is, of course, Mr. McMahon and the fact that he likes to shite on people. Now, we know that he's always shat on people metaphorically in the ring and in the company, but now he's literally apparently doing it in the bedroom as well. And tonight he announced that he would be resigning from WWE, and I can only just think here, imagine if that was on SmackDown. Could you imagine if McMahon was scheduled and announced for the main event, and McMahon was going to address these allegations with 20 minutes left of SmackDown? Could you imagine how big that would have felt, and how important that would have felt, and how must-watch that would have felt? And could you imagine the number that would have drew? But instead, we got Solo Sikoa versus Randy Orton.
In a boring ass match. Controversy creates cash, but it's 2024. Can't lie and pretend, oh, we thought we might have got McMahon. There's not a chance, right? It's not a minor allegation. It's mad. I mean, the fact he's had to resign, right? The fact that...
Here, this happens 25 years ago, and I think he is on SmackDown.
I think he is on too. Like, I definitely think so, but that's... Here, I'm not going to lie and pretend I thought he'd be here tonight, but... It's almost like this McMahon thing's just overshadowed WWE at the minute. I feel like if the product was actually good, it wouldn't overshadow it as much. But who cares? This SmackDown was so bad. Like, look at the opening segment, man.
I'm not saying it's going to overshadow the Rumble, because I do think the Rumble's got so much importance, especially because it kind of does determine who is going to WrestleMania. But I definitely think it overshadows tonight's show.
Oh, it does, absolutely. But what I would say is, I think... whatever brand doesn't win the Rumble, I know you can obviously change brand, I think that show will just be overshadowed by Vince for a while. I think if Punk wins the Rumble or Rhodes or whatever and they stick to Raw, it might not seem as bad, but I just feel like going forward this Vince thing, because apparently they're going to get rid of everyone that's got close ties to Vince. And does that imply Triple H?
Does that imply R-Truth?
Well, fuck, it might, like.
Brock Lesnar?
I mean, to me that implies quite a lot. Johnny Ace.
Well, I think Johnny Ace is gone. Anyway, look, if you want to hear our thoughts on McMahon, maybe we'll do a podcast tomorrow, a McMahon only podcast.
A McMahon.
We'll talk about our best McMahon moments, our worst McMahon moments.
We could have got Punk confronting McMahon tonight.
I said WWE would be better when Vincent Kennedy McMahon was dead. He did say that, to be honest. That doesn't necessarily mean he's right.
He did say on a random episode of ECW he was a sex pest as well, so there you go.
He did?
That was a weird one. He was backstage. He said you slept with NYC hookers in the subway or something. Something weird like that. And looks like it's came to fruition. So.
Yeah, maybe Punk knows more than he's letting on.
There you go, guys. But anyway, let's us pretend to you that we know more than what we're letting on, because this show was shite.
I'd rather talk about interesting stuff like Punk and McMahon, but no, we'll talk about SmackDown. So we kick off with some rapper, I'm assuming some Puerto Rican. I thought it was top dollar when he came out, but I guess he's just like a really unknown version of Bad Bunny. But the crazy thing is, WWE always brag about Bad Bunny and how he's the biggest selling artist in the world, yet fucking nobody that I know that doesn't watch wrestling has a clue who Bad Bunny is.
No.
Now, how can that be? Because when you look at all the biggest selling artists, it doesn't even matter what genre you're in. Even if you think the likes of Michael Jackson or Elvis Presley or like a Madonna or an AC/DC or like nowadays, even like maybe 15, 20 years ago, you had Rihanna and now you have, Taylor Swift. It's like, these are people that are just well-known names. But you look at Bad Bunny and no one's ever heard of the guy.
No.
That I know of.
And
and no one had heard of this guy that came out tonight.
No, but let's just say in the Latin world everyone knows him. What about the Western world? What about the world that fucking matters? The English speaking world? Who fucking knows him? No one knows him. Sorry to burst everyone's bubble, but here, I'm not even bury him. I like Bad Bunny. I think every match he put on was great.
I just don't think he's got this.
But what I don't think a non-WWE guy. No, I think if Bad Bunny's in a feud or Logan Paul, they can kick off the show absolutely. But who the fuck is this guy to kick? This ain't Mike Tyson in '98 ready to bite people's ears off.
No, this guy
is some bum.
I mean, we're 24 hours away for the Royal Rumble, and this unknown guy comes out. And then Ian fights Randy Orton as if Randy Orton somehow needs this invitation.
This should be if Orton's getting interviewed backstage. He's like, "Oh, I want to introduce my friend to you with a new single." Or no, not he introduces Orton.
Yeah, so this guy introduces Orton. Orton comes out. Orton says, "At the Royal Rumble, blah 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 blah. I'm going to win. I'm going to dethrone Roman Reigns because of the three most devastating, destructive letters in sports entertainment: RKO." Heard this a million times before.
He's only started saying it for 2 months.
AJ Styles comes out, asks Orton, does he realise that there's other people in the match other than just Roman Reigns? Tells Orton, don't be looking past me because I'm phenomenal. And that's pretty much it.
You're done, AJ.
He's rhyming off names and he gets to LA Knight, then LA Knight's theme hits. LA Knight comes out, complains that he's only won in a match tonight. Thinks there's something strange going on there. Thinks that Paul Heyman is conspiring to weaken him before the Royal Rumble. Although Randy Orton and AJ Styles have both been multiple former world champions, so wouldn't Paul Heyman want to weaken these guys?
Yep. Also, Roman Reigns not here tonight. We're in Tampa, Florida. The same location as the Rumble. A day away. What's the fucking excuse for that?
Plus, Roman's already beaten LA Knight in recent months. He's not beaten AJ Styles in 6 years.
Aye.
And when was the last time he even faced Randy Orton?
8 years actually, him and Styles.
Wow, a long time ago. So I don't really.
Fucking 8 years.
If Paul Heyman was really worried, wouldn't he be getting Orton and Styles to wrestle tonight as well? Anyway, LA Knight says that he's going to become the WWE champion and that he'll walk over any sorry soul that gets in his way, because that's not an insult, that's just a fact of life. Yeah. And then he walks off. AJ Styles earlier told Orton that he owed him a receipt for the RKO. Then he hits him with a Pele kick, and that was the end of the segment. Wasn't good, didn't advance anything. It was just the guys coming out and hitting their catchphrases, saying what they're saying, rambling on without really saying anything. You never felt like this was important or edgy or interesting. It was just Randy Orton taking his turn, then AJ Styles taking his turn, and then LA Knight taking his turn. It was just like, you've got 5 minutes, I've got 5 minutes, and you've got 5 minutes. It feels disconnected when they're having promos now. See, back in the day, when people would be sharing the ring, they'd be going back and forth with each other, and that's kind of what last week's promo was like, and I felt like last week's was much better. You'd Nick Aldis out there, you'd Paul Heyman out there for the contract signing. I think last week's promo was good to start the show. This week's wasn't. It's almost like they thought, well, last week worked, so we'll just stick the majority of the same guys back out in the ring.
Why wasn't the contract signing this week? How do you go from having all those names in the ring to this week having less? I felt like this promo was like a dress rehearsal. It was almost like, right, that's what we're going to do later, guys. So just
so fucking safe, nothing interesting. Orton, the most destructive letters, RKO. AJ Styles, you hit me with an RKO, so I owe you a receipt, LA Knight. I'm going to become the champion. That's just a fact of life. Yeah. I mean, nothing interesting whatsoever.
No, and it's just, I fucking hate wrestling. You get these fans, man, on Twitter defending this, saying, this is the best time to be alive. See these people that actually, they've not watched anything.
I know you didn't like the Punk Cody segment, but that shit's all over this.
No, I actually didn't mind it. I didn't like it in terms of, what did I not like about it? Let me try and recall about it. I actually didn't mind what Punk said, but when Cody Rhodes went, I'm more CM Punk than you, I was like, what the fuck are you on about? At least what Punk said made sense.
No, I think what Rhodes said made sense as well. He's talking about how Punk...
he said he picked up the mantle when Punk left. How did he?
No, he didn't, but what I think he's talking about is Punk talked about change and shit like this, whereas Cody thinks he actually created change by leaving.
I can accept that.
Cody's like, instead of going home and taking my ball and just sitting and sulking like a bitch, I actually went and started up AEW, and I came back to the company, and now I'm the man. That's his kind of...
But see that promo, it's almost must watch. I remember watching that a couple of days ago. actually watched the whole segment, see this, you can miss this, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, but that was a good promo, but that would be like if Royal Rumble was 2 weeks away and then they did Raw next week and Punk just came out and Rhodes just came out and Punk says, I'm the best in the world, and Cody's like, no, you might be the best in the world, but I need to finish my story, and that's it. It's like, at least there was at least the Fairbridge was good.
And the face-to-face was good.
The Fairball was good, you know, they were actually, the lines were good as well, the insults and stuff were good. This wasn't good, man. This
is almost like these three. It's almost like these three know they can't win the match and they can't be arsed. And they can't win. They literally can't win.
It's like when Bret Hart knew he was never going to win. He would never say he was going to win, which is fucking pish in my opinion.
Yeah, Bret.
But he didn't want himself to look bad.
I know. You listen to this and it just feels so dead. It's almost like someone's fucking died in the arena.
Like
these three love McMahon.
Feels like they're being forced to go out and.
And these are three good guys.
These are like people working their 9-to-5 jobs. It's like it's almost like they're being paid to go out and just say words. You don't feel like they actually mean it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yes.
It doesn't feel like real life. It doesn't feel true.
I don't mind Orton, right? But he's coming out and he's like high-fiving the crowd and laughing, fucking slurring his lines like we do half the times. Like, but we're not paid millions of fucking dollars.
It was so bad. He actually stopped what he was saying, welcomed that guy, and then restarted what he was saying. Anyway, let's move on. Spent way too much time talking about the opening segment. It just sucked. Last week's was actually good. I enjoyed last week's, and it just seems like they were being lazy this week and they were trying to do something similar.
See if we weren't reviewing this like the sad men that we are, I'd have fucking tuned it. I actually would have. I would have went to fucking bed. Put it that way. No, say this is prime time in America. This is up against what, Friday Night Football or whatever's on in America. Big Bang Theory. Why would you not be tuning? Why would you watch this after this?
Right, you know, like, yeah, it's
this
like
unknown jobber comes out. Randy Orton bores us, slurs his lines. AJ Styles comes out dressed like 6'1" Taker. The LA Knight comes out. Yeah, I mean
6'1".
Alright.
Hold on, you're being very fucking generous here.
I was cutting a foot off Taker.
More like 5'10" or something.
Aye.
AJ Styles is not 6'1". Never been 6'1".
You should have wheeled at the fucking gay community and bashed them here. Anyway, I want to move on.
Aye, but
I could talk about this opening segment forever. See, for me, this is everything on how not to do an opening segment. Dead, devoid of heat, F rating.
Like, but you imagine, like, you know, you've got this going on, but on the other channel, you've got Monday Night Football and Patrick Mahomes in the red zone. And it's third and goal.
These ratings are always in the red zone.
And he needs a touchdown to keep the match alive. Are you going to be on that? Or are you going to be Orton saying, I'm going to hit you with the most devastating 3 words in professional wrestling. R-K. I mean, fuck me. Jesus Christ. Boring as fuck. People will defend us. Go ahead. First match of the night. Santos Escobar with Legado del Fantasma versus Carito with LWO. I said about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, that you could literally just replace the LWO with, because they were having a match. The LWO were on NXT having a match with Garza and Humberto Carrillo, and I said you could literally just switch them out and absolutely nothing would happen. And then funnily enough, they actually stick Carrillo and Garza with Santos Escobar, and this is like the new Legado del Fantasma. Well, it is Legado del Fantasma. He's just switched 2 Mexican guys for another 2 Mexican guys, and then just like they put in what's her name, Selena Vega into the LWO or into Legado del Fantasma to replace Elektra Lopez. Now that she's out and she's in the LWO now, they've just brought Elektra Lopez up and she's like the replacement for Selena Vega, and it's like, what?
It's so cookie cutter. It's actually quite incredible how bad this is. Oh, you've got a tag team? We've got a tag team. You've got a singles guy? We've got a singles guy. You've got a woman? No, we've got a woman.
It's crap.
No, it's fucking horrendous.
Well, what I would say, at least Santos Escobar, I feel like he's got something about him. But the other 4 guys have got nothing.
No, I said in the preview,
the other 4 guys have got absolutely nothing, right? You can, like, Santos Escobar, if he wasn't there, it would make a little bit of a difference. But the other 2 tag teams, they're just like carbon copies of each other. You replace one with the other and nothing fucking changes whatsoever.
No, absolutely. I said though in the preview that this match shouldn't happen tonight, and their feud should just build towards these two meeting in the Rumble. See, 20 years ago, 15. How many mini feuds were there in Rumbles? There was barely someone that came out and didn't have any sort of feud with no one, unless it was a return.
Yeah, normally somebody came out and he had an issue with someone in the ring, and that's who he'd go after first.
Aye.
But now you come in, it's the same old shite. Seen the Rumble, same old formula. A guy comes in and they give him like 30 seconds, they flurry an offense, and then he sits in the corner of the ring for the next 20 minutes. Same old fucking pish.
Let's move on.
Elektra Lopez debutes, comes out, attacks Selena Vega. Escobar rolls up Carito. 1, 2, 3. Escobar wins. Legado del Fantasma are standing tall with, I don't know, Escobar, Lopez, and the other two guys. Just, I mean, but look how it's so fucking boring and forced. You've got the two main guys, Carlito and Escobar. Then you've got the two tag teams, then you've got the two women. And then you look at the shite that you've got later on that night. You've got Bobby Lashley, and you've got Karrion Kross, but then you've got the two tag teams as well. It's like, back in the day, you used to have like individuals going up against factions, or factions would be facing off against each other, and there would be an uneven amount of numbers in it. But now it's like everything has to be the same. Oh, you've got 4 guys, we've got 4 guys.
They have Rhea Ripley, we've got Michin.
You know, it's like, fuck. The Rhea Ripley, that was embarrassing, man, the Rhea Ripley problem.
I think wrestling's the only thing I think I could actually do better than the people in charge. And you look at TV shows, you're like, yeah, I could do that, scene different, but I don't think there's one thing Triple H is doing here, or the world of wrestling, that I think I couldn't improve on. There's just no stories. It's fucking done.
It actually amazes me the amount of people who think Triple H is doing a great job. I don't think they watched it. They couldn't have watched. For you to think Triple H is doing great, you must only be watching wrestling in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
You can't even think. I mean, I can almost forgive you if you think the current wrestling is the best it's done in the last few years. But even if you compare the brand split, like 2016-17, those years were way better than it is now.
Yeah, easily. And I think a couple of years ago, 2021, when you had Cena, Brock.
SmackDown was on fire back then as well. I mean, well, not fire, like, but it was decent.
People are blinded by McMahon, and they will pretend because they hate McMahon that Triple H is doing a great job. Like that fucking bender, JD for New York. He oh, McMahon's gone, hooray, hooray. It doesn't, McMahon could...
It's the same with Meltzer. Look at how much he kissed AEW's ass. See, when Triple H took over, all of a sudden, oh no, WWE's pretty good. And it doesn't look like it doesn't even look like he's with AEW anymore. But when McMahon was the man in charge, it was like the bias he showed towards AEW was insane.
No, but see if Tony Khan died tomorrow, or he just left, would our opinion of AEW... No, because it'd be the exact same shite. I mean,
I'm not blaming Triple H. Wrestling was fucking shite before Triple H took over, and it's still shite now.
I know, but these people would lead you to believe that Triple H is...
But I do think it's got worse.
Revolutionised the business.
And I don't necessarily think it's got worse because Triple H is in charge. I just think it's got worse because we get further and further away from when wrestling was good.
Oh, but he gives us long title reigns? Fuck off. How is it though that like the best era of all time had constant title changes? Like literally constant title changes.
Yeah, next up, AJ Styles runs into Jimmy Uso. Jimmy wants AJ's help to get rid of LA Knight tonight. I mean, what do you mean get rid of him? Solo Sikoa hit him with a spike last week, and he considered that solving the problem. Oh, you kept them down for 2 minutes. Problem fucking solved. And then we had Heyman tonight talking about there's a difference between solving problems and fixing problems. Last week, Solo solved the problem. Tonight, he needs it to fix it. It's the same fucking thing.
I would argue solving it's better than fixing it. I think you fix a problem, then you solve it.
Yeah, fixing it's almost like, you've steadied the ship kind of deal.
But solving
it's like it's went away. You've made it disappear or whatever.
I think Heyman's the best thing on SmackDown every week. See, he was talking about, right, Seth Rollins is on one leg. You believe it. See, when he's speaking, you believe the story that he's telling.
No, he is. His delivery's good.
It's a shame.
It's a shame he's got shite to work with at times, but...
And I actually don't mind Jimmy Uso, but, yeah... Or whoever he is. No, it's Jimmy.
But I mean, we believe what Heyman's saying about Seth Rollins and his one leg, but nobody believes Jimmy Uso's winning the Royal Rumble.
No, Paul Heyman did more for Seth Rollins here in 30 seconds than Rollins just did his whole title reign.
Aye, definitely. Then we then got Ava. Ava is backstage. She announces that NXT people are going to be in the Royal Rumble. So Ava, Rain, and Nick Aldis are going to stand while people pick out their numbers. I mean, you look back in the day, normally this meant you were getting funny segments, but nothing was funny here. They'd done about 4 or 5 of them
Just
throughout the night.
Overacting for Aldis and her.
And it was just absolute garbage. Every person would pick out their number. They would show Nick Aldis it, and Nick Aldis would be like, a wee, smirk. It's like, that's an interesting number.
Why does he need to fucking know what the numbers are?
Then Ava Rain would look at the number, then just type it into her notepad or pad book or whatever fucking electronic device. Absolute shite here. Not one good moment whatsoever.
And the men and women are both going for the same tombola, so is there 60 numbers in there? How does that work?
Yeah, how does that work, actually?
2 batches of 30? Must be.
But what if a man? What if a guy or a woman gets the same number?
Well, I guess it's 2 different rumbles.
But what if 2 men get the same number?
2 men?
Well, you said there's 2 batch of numbers in there.
Well, that's true, actually. I don't know.
So what if Bobby Lashley gets number 30, and then Becky Lynch is about to pick the number 30, and then Escobar's like, no, men first, and he dips in.
Unless SmackDown's just got its own. They only have 30 numbers. Because there's 15.
And
15.
Also, this just doesn't... I don't see how this works, because wouldn't Adam Pearce be like, hold on, why does Nick Aldis get to pick out the numbers? He could be fixing it. Because I guarantee, see back in the day, see with Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman, they'd have been like, oh, no, you're arranging this, or Stephanie McMahon and Eric Bischoff, they would have been...
You're the last 15 entries.
They'd have been paranoid that they were fixing it so that their superstars were getting the best numbers.
Yep.
Yes or no?
Exactly.
But this week, no, with fucking Aldis just giving out the numbers.
By the way, right, William Regal came back in NXT, fucking gave Adam Pearce's job. Why is he wasted as a... He's like the consultant now in NXT. What the fuck are they doing with him?
Consultant.
Oh, he gave Ava Rain his blessing.
Anyway, up next, Katana Chance, Caden Carter taking on the Kabuki Warriors for the Tag Team Championships. It's funny, the Kabuki Warriors, last time they were in WWE, people were saying, they're being wasted. They're not getting pushed. They're not in a good spot. Kairi Sane left the company. And when that was all happening, they were the Women's Tag Team Champions. And now she leaves the company, comes back like 4 years later, and she gets put into the exact same spot where she was 4 years ago when she left. But the only difference is, I think you would definitely say that the title belts are a lot more worthless now than they were back then.
No, who does Kairi Sane think she is? That the women's tag division she thinks beneath her? You're a fucking jobber. It's like almost like Cody Rhodes in the story. These people think that... Well, at least Cody Rhodes is... He's got something... He's the Rhodes.
Yeah, but the same people that were bashing this 4 years ago, McMahon's wasting her.
I know, praising it, yeah.
Now they're all selling... Oh, yes, the Kabuki Warriors. I love Asuka. I love Kairi Sane. They've got the same worthless belts that fucking they had 4 years ago. And apart 4 years ago, it wasn't good enough for Kairi Sane. But now, with Triple H in charge, these belts are like fucking gold.
If Sasha Banks thinks this is the beneath her, fair enough. I think Sasha Banks is a woman's main eventer. But what has Kairi Sane done? Oh, she came out with a pirate wheel. Oh, well, how about you attach that pirate wheel to a boat and fuck off back to Japan? Because no one cares.
Oh, yeah.
No, the only thing I'll argue, if EOS Sky can be a champion, why can't you? But that's not me saying her reign's been good. Her reign's been shite.
I think EOS Sky was doing better before she came champ.
Yeah.
Because like you had the whole Bayley being jealous thing. And now it's like, it's almost like Bayley wasn't jealous.
No, all I see here though is 7 jobbers out there. Not 1 star between them.
Well, there's only 4 people out there, so the other 3 members are Damage Control, weren't they?
Oh, they came out though?
Well, at the end, aye.
That's not one of it.
Well, 7 jobbers, fair enough.
No, but they are. It's like...
It's the 3 Asian women that have the titles.
Dakota Kai, Bayley, slapping the belts about, and then you've got the 2... No, the 2 KCs in the ring. Not quite Kansas City, is it?
No. Would you believe that I think EOS Sky is the youngest at the 5?
I would believe that.
And it's...
Dakota Kai's like 37.
She doesn't look 37 though.
I know, but I knew she was.
And EOS Sky doesn't look 34.
Wait, she's the youngest?
Aye.
The youngest is 34 out of them.
Well, unless Carrie's saying younger than that, but I don't think she is. I've just seen that this is, I think Asuka's 43.
Oh, I knew that.
Bailey's like 37. EOS Sky is 34. I think Dakota Kai's 36.
Let's have a wee reminder, folks. The Rock retired at 31. Went to Hollywood. There you go. Look at The Rock did.
Carrie Sane's 35.
Look at.
So I mean, look at this faction. The youngest person is fucking EOS Sky.
By SummerSlam 2002, The Rock had done it all.
I know.
In less than 6 years. And these bums haven't done anything. And here, well, at least they're in down. I mean, there's some people in the indie circuit that I've worked 25 years.
Trish and Lita both retired at 31.
That's the way it should be in wrestling.
And they had legendary careers.
No, but that is the problem in wrestling. It's too stagnant. See these people. I think in wrestling, see, unless you're like God tier, I think you should only have a certain amount of time in the company.
I like, see, back in the day, right? See, when you're watching the Attitude Era, then it goes into the Ruthless Aggression Era. The only old guys being kept are Hogan and Flair, and they are the fucking top tier.
Yeah.
Of their era.
These days, it's everyone.
And then we push towards the end of the Ruthless Aggression era, and the only old guys being kept are Taker, Michaels, Triple H.
Yep.
And again, those are like the top tier
and Kane
of their era. But you look at it now, and it's like you've literally got fucking bums in their 40s. Santos, Escobar. I mean, I think the guy by today's standards is alright, but the guy's 40 and done absolutely nothing so far in WWE. LA Knight, I like the guy, but I mean, he's what, 39? All these, they're just all fucking old. No, they're all old. Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest is 44. Finn Balor's 46. AJ Styles is 46. Bobby Lashley's 47. These people are all old as fuck.
No, it's mad to think though that in 10 years those guys are going to be in their mid-50s. When if you look at it now, like the generation we've just mentioned are mid to late 50s.
The only people I think that should be in their late 40s to 50s from like the previous generation is the likes of your Cenas, your Ortons, your Batistas. Yep. Guys like that got over.
Brock Lesnar.
I don't think we need people like Damian Priest, for example. Does he still need to be around? Finn Balor? Whatever happened to booking and building for the future?
It's at the windy. Let's move on though, before I go at the windy.
Right, up next. No, wrestling's fucking changed big time. Like, what do we get next? So we had Paul Heyman talking about fixing and solving problems, and
we've already talked about it. It was alright.
We got a Hulk Hogan vignette.
Is he entering the Rumble? I'm not too sure.
I don't think so. Bayley and Bianca Belair picked their numbers for the Women's Royal Rumble match. Didn't do anything for me.
Talking about didn't do anything for me. I said there were 7 jobbers earlier. There was what? How many here? 8?
Right. Yeah. Out of all these guys, the only one I actually care for is Bobby Lashley, and they have fucking ruined this guy. This is a guy that a couple of years ago was going toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar, and he felt like a big deal, and now he just does not. He'd MVP, the Hurt Business. I remember on Raw where they were doing the whole thing with him and Miz, and they were scheduled to face him.
HR.
And like that was pretty good, but you look at what they've done since then, and they've just killed this guy's career. He'd be better off retiring.
He would. And my problem with this is, so people are on Twitter saying, "Oh, Karrion Kross has finally got heat." Do you know it's been 2.5 years since Triple H brought him back?
Karrion Kross is Mark Merrow and Scarlet Sable.
No, I'm sorry. How can it be 2.5 years since he brought him back? That is actually incredible. How it's 2.5 years that he's amounted to nothing.
Wait, 2.5 years when he was wearing the Gimp stuff, or
no, from when he brought him back at SummerSlam.
2.5 years.
Aye.
So when was he wearing the Gimp stuff? That was like 2021, 2020.
2020.
Holy shit!
That was the COVID era.
Really?
Yeah.
2.5 years.
Pretty sure, aye.
Remember him beating Keith Lee and shit?
Beating Keith... I don't fucking remember him beating Keith Lee.
And Jeff Hardy on Raw, like...
No, release everyone here. Even Bobby Lashley. Guy's fucking done. He's too old.
Right, so tonight we're getting a face-to-face, but the Testament don't really see it that way, so what they do is they send Scarlet down to the ring, and she's face-to-face with all three men. She's going toe-to-toe with Bobby Lashley. Karrion Kross says, you want to go face-to-face? Well, now you're getting to look at the most beautiful face in WWE or whatnot. I mean, is that true? Maybe. And it's like, why the fuck is Scarlet Bordeaux like standing? Obviously, we know Bobby Lashley in the Hurt Business. They can't, or whatever they call it. What do they call them these days?
I can't even.
The Pride. Fucking shite name.
Black Pride.
So the Pride are standing across, and obviously, like, they can't do anything because we live in an era where, you know, a man doing a move on a woman would be considered like unforgivable, almost be bad as McMahon shitting on someone, to be honest. So yeah, she's just standing across from him, and it just makes Bobby Lashley. It makes Bobby Lashley look like a little bitch. See the fact that this woman is just like standing in front of him, not intimidated or anything like that. It does. And they've done that. They've done this with all the women in WWE. Look at like Rhea Ripley, even Fahala to like a lesser extent, but still the way she like bullies guys around. It's like back in the day you wouldn't get this. I remember when Austin and Triple H beat the shit out of Lita. Then the next week Lita was running around like petrified.
Yep, that's what it should be.
Did the Hardys say to the two-man power trip, next week we're going to go face-to-face for you, and then they stood up on the top of the ramp while they sent Lita down to stand across for Austin and Triple H? No, that didn't happen.
No, but it's also just the fact that Karrion Kross has sent her down here because he knows they won't attack her. It's fucking awful, man. This is the worst show I've seen this week.
Then Lashley says, you say tonight we're not going face to face, we're not fighting, we're not going toe to toe. Well, you're wrong. So they just decide that they're going to go up the ramp. He tries to sidestep Scarlet, then she jumps on his back, and it takes Karrion Kross quite a long time to get in there. Now apparently she rakes the eyes or whatnot, but again it's like she jumps on his back, but the guy's not even allowed to do anything. He basically just has to stand there until she climbs off.
Yeah.
Or till she falls off. He can't actually physically remove her from his back, and that's like fucking bullshit. That's self-defense. But you can't even have like, if she jumps on his back, can he not even do a snapmare and get her off or shake her off?
Yeah, is he not entitled to do that?
Sidewalk slam or some shit. But no, he just has to stand there and let Scarlet poke him in the eyes until Kross makes it to the ring. And then you're supposed to believe that Bobby Lashley had this woman on his back for like 7-8 seconds that he couldn't get off.
It's ridiculous. I hate everything about this. Everything about this show's just... SmackDown's quickly becoming the worst show for me.
And then you've got Paul Ellering who's just standing there like an absolute fucking shite.
Why bring him back?
He doesn't do any talking.
No.
I just don't get it. I mean, even Scarlett's getting in the ring, getting physical, but Paul Ellering's like an absolute shite bag. They then beat them down, and that's it. The final Testament leave the Pride lane. Again, another shit segment. Did anybody care? Because I certainly did not. It's just not believable. It's not fucking believable.
No, it's absolute garbage, man. It's... this is going nowhere. What, are they all going to meet in the Rumble? It's fucking waste of like 5-6 spots.
Would a woman be able to like jump on Brock Lesnar's back for 7 seconds and stay there?
No.
So it shouldn't be happening to Bobby Lashley. Austin Theory defeated Carmelo Hayes. Trick Williams came out to make the save after the match. 2-on-1 beatdown. Crowd are going mental for Trick Williams. What is it? The chant?
Trick. Ain't no trick.
No, something. Catch that trick or something.
Catch that trick. Guy's over.
I would put the belt on him, man. Fuck
no,
it,
someone pointed. Let's go back to Karrion Kross. Someone pointed out. People were saying on Twitter that he had so much heat tonight.
Did he?
Well, I didn't fucking hear it. I didn't feel it. I felt cold.
Honestly, the two people with the biggest reactions tonight are LA Knight and Trick Williams.
Easily.
That's the people that are getting crowd reactions. Pretty much no one else is getting a crowd reaction. So LA Knight's actually getting the people to, finish his catchphrases for him. And Trick Williams comes out, and it's a guy from NXT, keep in mind, that hasn't really had the main brand exposure that Carmelo Hayes has had. And he comes out tonight, and the crowd are going, I wouldn't say mental, like, was it Whoop That Trick or something?
Whoop that trick.
Anyway, the crowd are chanting for him, so it just goes to show this guy. Beat Eli Dragunov. Eli Dragunov's a fucking bomb. I look at the two NXT champions right now, they're dragging that brand down big time. Eli Dragunov and Lyra Valkyria both need to lose the belts. It's not a coincidence that the NXT ratings have plummeted since both of them became champs.
No, it's not. And he's what is with WWE though when people get injured and they don't strip the belt off him?
I don't know.
Like that guy couldn't face him, in that match at the pay-per-view? He had to pull out. More than 30 days.
I think you could accept it if that happened to Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but he's the only one I could accept it to.
And I think you can almost accept it with Seth Rollins because it's WrestleMania season and he thinks he's going to be back for it. And they don't want to crown a new champion because they think that will make the belt feel less important going into Mania.
But
and I can accept that. But Eli Dragunov, can he strip him of the belt?
Joke.
We had Kayla Braxton doing a backstage interview with Eladio carrying. I mean, the only Eladio that I know is the one from Breaking Bad, Don Eladio. And he was better than this guy. Heyman walked past him with Solo Sikoa, and it was really fucking awkward. Heyman's telling Solo to calm down, and this guy's just sitting there shitting his pants. LA Knight then, Solo Sikoa main event. It's what you would expect. Everybody got involved. AJ looks like he's going to take out LA Knight, but then he turns on the Bloodline. He starts beating at the Bloodline. Orton comes out, hits the RKO on everybody. Orton's music's playing, then LA Knight comes out of nowhere, hits his finisher. SmackDown goes off the air with LA Knight hitting the BFT to close the show. And there you go, winner by disqualification, LA Knight. That's your go-home show for the Royal Rumble for the blue brand, and it was fucking pants. It really was. There wasn't one good thing on this show that I thought was worthy of like mentioning or putting over. I can't think of one thing on this show that I thought was good.
Apparently the Hulk Hogan thing, he was dressed in all black, and he said, "You better be ready, and not just any ready, Rumble ready." And apparently there's serious talks about Hulk Hogan being in this Royal Rumble. He said in his Tampa Beach body shop, whatever, he's Drew number 30. I can't see Hogan taking a bump.
Right.
Unless he wins it.
The last time we seen Hogan, the guy could barely fucking walk in a WWE ring. And that's a while ago.
When was the last time Hogan was in a Rumble match? We're talking over 30 years.
The last time
over 30
the last time I seen Hogan get physical would have probably been in TNA. And that we're talking, that is nearly 15 years ago. And he was barely able to move back then. I'm not seeing Hogan. Even if Hogan comes in, how's he getting eliminated? How is Hogan getting over the top rope and to the outside? It would have to be one of those women eliminations for like the first Ferry Royal, where they climb over and then they get knocked off.
Yeah.
I don't see Hogan having the ability.
Is someone gonna like throw him into a pack of bodies, maybe?
You think Hogan's taking a fall from that kind of distance to the side with his back?
If people catch him,
no chance.
Well, I don't know.
He's no in it. He's fucking no in it. I think the best case scenario is that Hogan draws 30 and someone takes him out before he gets to the ring. And you know what? See, for the pop that Hogan would get alone, I'd say that'd be worth doing.
I think it would be, yeah.
I am a real American.
Curtis Axel never got eliminated from a Royal Rumble, so...
Yeah, so anyway, guys, that's the end of SmackDown. I can't think of any reason to give it more than a 1 out of 10 here.
I'm going to get a 0. I thought it was absolute fucking gash.
You're harsh. I'll get a 1. So there you go, guys. 0.5 out of 10. I think to get a 0, the show has to be fucking awful.
Why? Because this wasn't fucking awful.
Well, it was close to awful, but it wasn't. I mean, I think to get a 0, you need to be borderline fucking unwatchable.
And that's what this was to me, so...
Anyway, guys, that's it. 0.5 out of 10. Catch you tomorrow for the Rumble. Till next time. Peace.